ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ Namaste, all of you. Welcome back to our continuing study of this great text, Vivekachudamani, authored by Adi Shankaracharya and taught to us by our revered Guru Swami Paramarthananda. In the beginning of this text, Vivekachudamani, up to verse 5, leaving out the first verse. The first verse is the Mangalacharanam Shloka, in which Adi Shankaracharya offers Guru Namaskara and through Guru Namaskara to Ishvara. Leaving out that verse, from the second to the fifth verse, Adi Shankaracharya talked about the rareness of human janma and the blessing that it is. That human janma is achieved only through Shata Janma Koti Sukritaihi. Like he said in the second verse, this Shata Janma Koti Sukritaihi Punyaihi Vina Labhyate. The human janma cannot be achieved without loads and loads, tons and tons of punyam in our dharma bank. So he said in the second verse. In the third verse, he substantiated it by saying, Durlabham trayamevaitat devanugraha hetukam manushyatvam mumukshutvam mahapurusha samshraya. Deva anugraha is the key factor that ensures three blessings. Manushyatvam, still rarer, mumukshutvam, and the rarest of them all, Mahapurusha Samshraya, the association to come under the shelter of a Mahapurusha, namely a Sadguru. Adi Shankaracharya emphasized this so that we don't lose sight of this great blessing that our human janma is. And then in the fourth and fifth verses, the fourth verse which begins Labdhva kathanchin narajanma durlabham tatrapi pumstvam shruti paradarshanam yastvatma muktau na yateta mudha dhihi sa hyatmaha svam vinihantya sadgrahat. And then in the fifth verse, he said, Itah konyasti mudhatma yastu swarte pramadyati Durlabham manusham deham prapya tatrapi paurusham. He criticizes, as it were, this human being who not only has achieved human janma but has a fairly good understanding of the Vedic tenets. Not only is he born a human, he is born a human in a culture that values the Vedas, which is Bharata Desha. In spite of having quite a good understanding of the Vedic teaching, he fritters away this valuable human janma in the pursuit of dharma, artha, and kama. Shankaracharya says he commits suicide, as it were. Atmaha, he used that word. And then in the fifth verse, he said, who can be a better fool than this? Who does not grab hold of this human janma, precious human janma, and utilize it to discover his immaculate, independent Ananda Swarupa. Then from the 6th verse up to the 13th verse, Shankaracharya is emphasizing the importance of jnanam as the only means, as the only medicine for samsara roga. He said very clearly in verse 6 and substantiated it in verse 7 using the famous Brihadaranyaka Vakyam. In verse 6, he said, Vadantu Shastrani yajantu devane kurvantu karmani bhajantu devataha. He may perform any number of yajnas. He may study any number of shastras. Patantu Shastrani or Vadantu Shastrani. Both are relevant. Yajantu Devan. He may perform all kinds of karmas. We saw all that when we studied the 6th verse. Kurvantu karmani bhajantu devataha. He may perform all kinds of upasanas. Ekarupa upasana, Vishwarupa upasana, all sorts of upasanas that are taught in Sikshavalli, in the Chandogya Upanishad, in the Purva Bhaga of the Vedas. In the 3rd and 4th lines of this shloka in verse 6, he says, Atmaikya bodhena vinapi muktihi na siddhyati brahma shatantarepi. Even after 100 cycles of Brahmaji's lifetime, such karmas and upasanas cannot or do not qualify to give him the jnanam to discover his immaculate self. They cannot. They can only prepare the antakaranam to receive the knowledge. And so he says, Atmaikya bodhena vinapi muktihi. Bodhaha here means knowledge. Atma Aikya means the Aikyam of the Atma with Brahma, with Brahman. Atmaikya bodhena vinapi mukti na siddhyati brahma shatantarepi. Mukti can never be achieved without Jivatma Paramatma Aikya. bodhaha or jnanam. So he said in verse number 6. In verse number 7, he substantiated it using a famous Brihadaranyaka Vakyam. He said, Amrutatvasya nashasti vitte netyeva hi shrutihi. Amrutatvasya nashasti vitte netyeva ye vitte vitte ne vitte netyeva hi shrutihi. Praviti karmano muktihi ahetutvam sphutam yataha. So the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad Vakyam makes it very clear that karmana na muktihi, vittena na muktihi. Vittena means wealth. Wealth assists karma. And that karma needs to be used for chitta shuddhi. Shankaracharya will explain this in the following verses. We saw that karma phalam, the results of karma are 4 in number: apti, utpatti, samskara, and vikara. Everything being limited. The results of karma, karma itself is limited. Therefore, the results of karma are also limited. And we also saw that if moksha is achieved by karma, which it is not, but just in case we propose that moksha is achieved through karma, then, like in the case of karma phala, that which is achieved in time will have to be lost in time. Jatasya hi dash dash dhruvo mrityuhu. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu. Anything that's born is certain to die. But moksha is defined as nityaha. Moksha is defined as shashvataha. Moksha is defined as sanatanaha, eternal. That which is not circumscribed by time, that which is not subject to time and space, that which is here and now, that which needs to be discovered through a systematic, by subjecting oneself to a systematic teaching program under the guidance of a competent live acharya. Only then will we absorb Brahmatma Aikya Bodha and claim Aham Brahmasmi. Until then, there's no chance of moksha, says Adi Shankaracharya. We are exploring, we are studying the final portions of verse 7, the thread of which we will pick up now and take the study of Shloka number 7 to its conclusion. So we were looking at how vittaha, not only wealth, we also heard from Swamiji the mantra that he quoted from Kaivalya Upanishad, the famous mantra that Swamiji often quotes, and it is one of his favorite mantras: na karpana na prajaya na dhanena tyage naike amrutattvama nashuhu. That mantra very clearly places the facts on the table. It says na karpana na prajaya na dhanena. Your children can take up certain responsibilities, like, for example, if you are in debt, to pay up your debts, or if you are carrying a load that is too heavy for you to carry, they may, because of their being younger in age than you are, assist you in carrying such a load, etc. But when it comes to moksha, or why go up to moksha? When it comes to hunger and thirst, appeasing one's hunger and thirst, no money, no children, no karma can assist you, especially your children can't assist you until you eat food, you drink water. Your hunger has to be appeased, has to be resolved only by you. Similarly, the hunger for moksha has to be appeased, has to be addressed only by the person who has the hunger for moksha. No one else can do the job for you. That is what the Kaivalya Upanishad mantra is saying. Na karpana, na prajaya, na dhanena. It says, Tyagena ekena amrutatva manashuhu. You'll have to give them up all and change the direction of your life. And so, we were looking at the final portions of Shloka number 7, where we saw that moksha is not a product of any process or action. It is not something that can be acquired in the future as a result, like the results of karma. Expecting moksha to happen as a future event is a fundamental misunderstanding. It is a fundamental misunderstanding of what? It is a fundamental misunderstanding of the fact that moksha is here and now. If moksha were to occur as an event, it would be a phalam, a result, with a beginning and an end. A date of birth implies a date of death. DOB implies DOD. It would be a phalam with a beginning and an end, which contradicts its eternal nature. Nityaha, Shashvataha, Sanatanaha nature. Instead, moksha is to be understood as discovering one's true nature, which is timeless, which is timeless, and not bound by the cause and effect framework of karma. In fact, it is karma that is dependent on Atma, consciousness. Like Shankaracharya says in Atma Bodha, Shloka number 20, Atma Chaitanyamashritya Dehendriyamanodhiyah Swakriyartheshu Vartante Suryalokam Yatha Janaha. Atma doesn't do any work. Atma needn't do any work. Atma Chaitanyam Ashritya Dehendriya Manodhiyah Swakriyartheshu Vartante. It is in the presence of Atma that everything else does its work. Atma cannot do karma. Atma does not have avayavas. Atma is there even before the karma started. The focus of spiritual practice, sadhana, isn't about attaining moksha as a future event, but discovering it as an eternal truth that already exists here and now. It is a siddha vastu. It is not a sadhya vastu. It is not something to be achieved in time. It is a shift from acquiring something new that we are oriented to normally to uncovering what has always been there. Very important line. It is a shift from acquiring something new to uncovering what has always been there. This understanding is crucial because it changes the approach to spiritual practice, emphasizing discovery over attainment. I'm going to read those two sentences again. It is a shift from acquiring something new to uncovering what has always been there. This understanding is crucial because it changes the approach to spiritual practice, emphasizing discovery over attainment. Swami Paramarthananda would say it is dissing the cover. It is dissing the cover. The cover that shrouds the Atma, the cover of Maya, the Avarana Shakti of Maya that seemingly covers the all-pervading Atma, seemingly covers our intellect, not the Atma. We are compelled to believe that we are small, whereas we are all. Small to all is the travel, as we saw earlier. Pujya Swamiji would say, Pujya Swami Dayananda Saraswati would say, the S and M have to be removed from the word small. The S and M mean self misconceptions. Once removed, small becomes all. Both scriptural support and logical reasoning, that is Shruti and Yukti, confirm that moksha cannot be achieved through karma or upasana, as it is not something to be gained but rather revealed. Fortunately, it is one vastu for which we do not have to work for to be achieved in time. What a relief! All the work that needs to be done is to uncover Atma is right under your feet. It's like a diamond mine right under your feet. You don't have to go in search of diamonds to South Africa. It's right under your feet. That is what moksha is. Infinitude is your nature. So say the scriptures. Both scriptural support and logical reasoning confirm that moksha cannot be achieved through karma or upasana, as it is not something to be gained but rather revealed. All our sadhanas, mark this observation, all our sadhanas are to discover moksha as an eternal fact. All sadhanas are meant to achieve chitta shuddhi, which should logically advance us to the stage of jnanam. And through jnanam, through the jnanam of jivatma paramatma aikyam, we discover our eternal, all-pervading Ananda Swarupa. There is a word sputam in the verse. There's a word sputam in the verse, which occurs towards the end of the second line. Sputam yataha, it says. The word sputam, when read with the word braviti, the first word of the second line, braviti karmano muktehe ahetutvam sputam yataha. When sputam is read with the word braviti, it implies that the Upanishad clearly says karmana na moksha. Karmana na moksha. With this, we bring to an end our study of the important Shloka number 7. From the next capsule, we will begin the study of verse number 8. Hari Om.